winter on the homestead moves at a different pace. Not rushed, not loud, but steady, quiet, and intentional. The days are shorter, the air is colder, and the work shifts from growing and building to tending, maintaining, and resting. This is the season where we learn to move with the light, to listen to the rhythm of the home, and to let our routines become a kind of comfort instead of a checklist. This simple weekly routine is what keeps our home running without burnout, even when the weather keeps us inside, even when the to-do list feels long, even when the energy runs a little lower than it does in the summer. It's not a rigid schedule, it's more like a gentle flow, a way of moving through the week that makes room for warm meals, slow mornings, and the kind of work that quietly supports the days ahead. And if you're in a season where life feels full or heavy or just a little overwhelming, I hope this routine feels like an invitation to slow down and breathe with me for a while. Later in this video, I'll share one small winter habit that saves me the most time and mental energy all week long. A simple practice that brings so much peace into our home when the days are cold and close early. But first, let's begin at the start of the week, and I'll walk you through the gentle rhythm that carries us through the winter, one quiet day at a time. For a long time, I carried my summer expectations straight into winter. I thought productivity had to look the same year-round. Full schedules, long to-do lists, always pushing forward. But winter gently taught me something different. This season isn't about hustle. It's about maintenance. It's about rest. It's about nourishment of the body, the home, and the heart. When the days are short and the cold settles in, our energy naturally turns inward. And instead of fighting that, I've learned to build routines that work with the season, not against it. That's where this weekly rhythm was born. Not from a planner filled with time blocks, but from actually paying attention to what our home needed in the winter. Warm food made simply and often, a steady fire, clean, welcoming spaces, and enough margin in the day to move slowly. Routines matter more in winter because they carry us when motivation runs low. They take the thinking out of the small, necessary tasks and turn them into gentle habits instead of constant decisions. And just as important, they help us let go of summer expectations. Winter isn't for planting and expanding and doing all the things. It's for tending what's actually here. For feeding starters and families, for mending, preparing, and restoring. I used to feel behind every winter, like I wasn't doing enough, like I should be accomplishing more. But over time, this slower rhythm taught me that this is the work of the season. And when I stopped chasing a schedule and started building a rhythm instead, morning by morning, meal by meal, week by week, everything began to feel lighter. A rhythm gives you something to lean on. It creates a natural flow to your days and leaves room for real life in between. This winter breakfast is part of that rhythm for us. Simple food, familiar routines, a warm table on a cold morning. It's not fancy, it's not rushed, but it grounds the whole day. And this is the mindset that shapes the rest of our week on the homestead. A gentle, steady way of living that honors the season we're in and carries us through the winter with warmth and intention. By the time Monday arrives, the weekend has usually left its gentle marks on the house. A few extra dishes in the sink, laundry waiting to be folded, crumbs on the floor from slow breakfasts and shared meals. Nothing overwhelming, just signs of life being lived. And instead of seeing that as something to rush through, I've learned to let the beginning of the week be a soft reset. Monday and Tuesday on the homestead aren't about deep cleaning or tackling big projects. They're about restoring a sense of order, little by little, about putting things back into place so the rest of the week can unfold more gently. It starts in the quiet places, like making the bed, creating one calm space to return to at the end of the day. Then the necessary, ordinary work, laundry, washing cloth diapers, warm water, and steady hands. These are the kind of tasks that don't ask for hurry, only for presence. In the kitchen, I tidy as I go. Not a full scrub down, but just enough to bring the space back to a place that feels welcoming. Counters cleared, dishes put away, the sink shining again. A clean table is one of those small things that changes the whole feel of the room. It's an invitation to sit, to eat, to gather again. And in winter, when we're inside so much more, these little resets matter even more. The crumbs, the dust, the traces of yesterday, all gently swept away. Nothing rushed, nothing perfect, just enough to make the home feel cared for. This is the part of the week that makes everything else feel lighter. When the house is softly reset, the mind follows. And from here, it becomes easier to move into the rest of the week, with warm meals, steady routines, and the quiet confidence that everything is once again in its place. By the time the middle of the week arrives, the quiet rhythm of winter can start to feel a little heavy. The first burst of energy from Monday has passed. The weekend still feels far away, and the small, everyday tasks can begin to pile up in your thoughts. Midweek is where I used to feel the most overwhelmed, until I simplified this one thing. I stopped trying to make every day different, and instead, I began repeating the same few nourishing meals, soups, stews, and simple ferments that could be stretched and enjoyed over several days. One pot on the stove, one cutting board on the counter, food that warms the house as it cooks and fills the air with the kind of comfort only winter meals can bring. This small shift changed everything. Instead of preparing something new each day, I learned to prepare once and let it carry us through. This heirloom pumpkin from my garden becomes tomorrow's soup. The seeds become a toasted snack for the afternoon. Nothing wasted, nothing rushed. The same goes for our lunches. We buy in bulk, prepare it ourselves, and keep things simple. Good bread, sliced meat, cheese, and something warm to go alongside. It saves time, it saves money, and it means that even on the busiest winter days, there's something nourishing waiting. Midweek no longer feels like a mountain to climb. It's just a quiet pause in the middle of the week, and a time to tend to the kitchen, to prepare what will sustain us, and to let simplicity do the heavy lifting. And in winter, that kind of simplicity is its own kind of comfort. By the time the end of the week arrives, the house tells its own story. Laundry baskets are full again. Quilts have been pulled from the couch and folded and unfolded. The rooms carry the quiet evidence of a family that's been living fully inside them. And this is where we begin to slow everything down. The end of the week isn't for catching up or rushing ahead. It's for closing the circle, for bringing the home back to a place of calm before we step into rest. We wash a load of laundry every day here simply because of the size of our family. And even with that steady rhythm, there's almost always one basket left behind by Friday afternoon. Instead of seeing it as something unfinished, I've learned to treat it as part of our gentle wind down. Hands moving, cloth warmed from the dryer. The quiet satisfaction of things being put back where they belong. Light cleaning, nothing deep, just enough to make the spaces feel peaceful again. The kind of cleaning that says, come in, sit down, rest. These small acts are a way of preparing not just the house, but our hearts and minds too. They mark the end of the week. They tell us it's time to lay down the lists and the plans and step into a slower rhythm. One of our little traditions is this simple reset. Folding the quilts, setting the room in order, and then lighting a candle as the sun begins to fade. It's a quiet signal that work is finished, and the week is complete, and rest is welcome here. This is how we close the week without rushing into the next one. Not by doing more, but by making space. Space for family, space for stillness, and space to begin again when the new week comes with hearts that feel rested and homes that feel ready. Before we close out the week, I want to say something important. This routine you've been watching, it isn't rigid, it isn't perfect, and it certainly isn't something we follow without interruption every single week. Some weeks flow beautifully, meals are planned, laundry gets done, the house feels calm and settled. And other weeks, everything feels a little messier. The soup gets made later than planned. The bread is still rising when everybody is already hungry. There's a basket of laundry in the corner that didn't get touched. And that's okay. Homestead rhythms aren't meant to be copied line for line. They're meant to be shaped by the season you're in, the size of your family, the energy you have, and the life you're actually living. What works for us in this winter season may look completely different in your home, and that doesn't make it any less beautiful or any less meaningful. The goal isn't perfection. It's nourishment. It's warmth. It's creating small, steady anchors in your week that help you feel grounded when everything else feels uncertain or busy. Some days, that might look like a pot of soup simmering on the stove. Other days, it might look like frozen leftovers and an early bedtime. Both are part of real life. So as you watch these routines, I hope you don't feel pressured to recreate them exactly. Instead, I hope they simply inspire you to notice your own rhythms, to honor your own pace, and to build a winter routine that supports your home and your people. And truly, I'd love to know, what does winter look like in your home? As the day comes to a close, the house settles into its evening hush. The work is done, the dishes are put away, the rooms grow warm with lamplight and firelight. This is the part of the day I love most in winter, when there's nothing left to rush toward, and everything simply invites you to rest. These small rituals, closing the curtains, lighting the fire, turning off the last lamp, they gently tell the body and the heart that it's time to be still. And if these slow, simple rhythms of home and homestead bring you a sense of calm, I would love for you to stay a while. You can subscribe and join me here as we move through the seasons together, learning, baking, tending, and resting, one quiet day at a time. Good night, and I'll see you next time.